like everybody, you have like times when you're influenced by certain composers, and I remember, like, let's say in the early days, you know, I was influenced by, maybe that was because I was a culturally Greek person living in England, so I was influenced by Greek composers like Xenakis and Yannis Kyriakides. And then I remember, let's say in my 20s, when I moved to Amsterdam. I think you know, those days, the early 20s were a really important time when you soak up a lot of music and you sort of develop. I recently had to name like 5 influential works, so it's in the top of my head now. Like, I can tell you what they were. It was Robert Ashley, Perfect Lives. I remember seeing that as a teenager, actually, in London on TV. And specifically, in my early 20s, I was really blown away by an opera called Improvement, which came out in the early 90s, and also I got to work with Robert Ashley later and became friends with him. So that was really an important figure. Well, my teacher, Louis Andriessen, of course. And then 3 other composers, I would say. Sciarrino, actually, like that period when I was first exposed to his music, like a piece like Vanitas was quite influential on me because of the idea of like how he used voice and how he opened up the space of the composition. I was really appreciated that, and also how he worked with sound, the sort of proximity of the voice, like in Lohengrin and these kind of pieces. Luc Ferrari, in his way of dealing with, let's say, the field recording and his role in it. I think that was kind of very, had a profound effect on me. And what was the last piece? Somehow it escapes me, I've forgotten. But on the other side, you asked me about pop artists. I was never really into rock culture at all, or even pop music. I would say, like when I was growing up. But I was really into electronic music of all kinds. So in my, let's say, in my late teens, early 20s, I was just listening to a lot of electronic music of all kinds, whether it was from hip-hop, the sort of breakbeat stuff, and or to techno, to ambient electronic, like Future Sound of London, Orbital. So I just, and I still listen to, you know, this kind of music, any kind of new electronic music. Whether it's dubstep or Chicago footwork or hip hop, I just love just electronic sounds in general. So that's always influenced me. This kind of just hearing the new sounds, as it were, how and because from the electronic point of view, I was never really into academic electroacoustic music in a way. I had a strong rejection of that, of this kind of music that is like has this kind of rounded reverb and it's very clean and composed in the studio. I like the sort of very like rough, dry, kind of rhythmic, you know, and also noise, as it were. And if that's the kind of noise scene is something that didn't really ever belong into the sort of kind of classical electroacousmatic sound.